Hey everybody, Brian Miller, the Small Town Movie Watcher, and I just got done watching Suicide Squad, rated PG-13 for language, drinking, and lots of killing. Yep. This movie stars. We're just gonna say stars. The main characters, Will Smith and Margot Robbie, and then like 26 other people that you would actually have seen in other things. And then with cameos from Jared Leto, Ben Affleck, and whoever the kid is that's playing the new Flash. Um, so, what is Suicide Squad? Suicide Squad is based upon a comic book by DC from the late 1980s through today. And it was them trying to get a handle on a lot of their D-list characters. I won't say D, they're not all D. Captain Boomerang is D, but probably get a handle on all their B-list bad guy characters and kind of put them in one place instead of randomly putting them throughout their A-list titles. I mean, there's a lot of incarnations of Suicide Squad over the time. Personally, I never got into Suicide Squad. I don't know much about Suicide Squad. So for me, I went into this movie as an actual moviegoer as opposed to a comic book fan. Now, so Suicide Squad, what it is that they're a bunch of really bad guys put away in a black ops prison named Belle Reve down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, stuck in a swamp, so no one will ever find them. And in exchange for doing things for the government, they get time taken off their sentences. Now, some of these people are just bad dudes and gals and should have zero time taken off their sentences. This incarnation of Suicide Squad includes Harley Quinn, who was never an actual comic book character until Batman the Animated Series. She was created for that show. She took off and she got put into the comics. So the pseudo leader of the Suicide Squad is Will Smith's character Deadshot, and then everyone falls in line behind him. And then they're led by Corporal Flag, who is the government liaison that leads them. In this one, I'm dubbing the fourth superhero Civil War movie of the summer, and then it's bad guy versus bad guy. One of their own, the Enchantress. I'm not sure if that's public knowledge or not, but I'm going to tell you that it's the Enchantress who is the ultimate bad guy. So they're out to stop her and her metahuman, that's DC's world for mutant, or Marvel's world for inhuman. And so they're out to stop metahumans with metahumans. Bad guy metahumans. So let's just get into what I thought was good. So there were certain parts that I thought were good. I thought that some of the makeup that was done was really good. Killer Croc is a really great example of good makeup. Diablo is another good example of good makeuping. His is just all tattooing. I thought that the CGI on this was pretty good. So, those are two big things. I thought some of the characters were good. At times, I think there was an overdevelopment of the characters. Like, as soon as the movie starts, you get a background of all the characters. Here's Deadshot. Here's his skill set. Here's his weight. Here's his height. Here's why he's a bad guy and in jail. Here's Harley Quinn. Here's Killer Croc. Here's Captain Boomerang. Here's Slipknot. Here's... Let's see, who else is a bad guy? Yep. Those are the main ones. And then you have the good guys who come along, like Corporal Flag and Katana. Diablo was one as well. But the problem is that they come back around, and then they do a second character building throughout the movie. We get the backstory of pretty much everyone once again. starting with Deadshot all the way through the end with Harley Quinn. And she's got the biggest character development because Jared Leto is in here as the Joker. I think we all know that. And he's in flashbacks for the most part. And the current scenes, if you total it all up, it's like 3 minutes. But in flashbacks, it's like 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe it's 20 minutes. But, I mean, so Jared Leto's in here just so we can get background on Harley Quinn. And she's got the biggest character development throughout the whole movie. I'm not sure why. I think it's really to get the fanboys out of the basements and go and watch this movie. And so I think this is a bad thing. That, we don't need 2 character developments. We got the story already. Why there's a Suicide Squad. Why your skill sets are needed in this. Man, as I think about it, there's 3 times that we do it. Because in Act 1, Amanda Waller, the character who puts all these people together, she's going through again and doing the dossier of each of them. So, I don't know. I think there's character overdevelopment in this movie. So, did I go into bad things? Because I pretty much think that I'm talking about bad things. So I guess since I'm on bad things, other bad things is I'm pretty certain for 2016, not 13, 2016, I've come up with my 3 worst characters in movies this year. 1, boom, Captain Boomerang. Congratulations, DC. You brought a D-list character to the movies. Might as well bring in Mr. Kite in the next movie. So, after that was the Enchantress. She's an interesting character that could have been better, but just the acting just made it really weird. And then the costuming for her, a lot of it being CGI on her, it was just weird. She's got this whole little dance thing that she's doing most of the time, and she's got this whisper talk. Apparently that's how evil metahumans talk, is whispering. Because the Joker does it too sometimes. And he's not a metahuman. He fell into a vat of whatever and turned crazy. And then last was Jared Leto. This incarnation of the Joker, I've seen other reports that say this incarnation of the Joker is just another personality of the Joker, trying to explain it with trying to make a connection to Heath Ledger's Joker and the other variations of the Joker, so that this Joker, they're trying to explain all these tattoos and the grill that he's wearing and the crazy psychoticness of him is just another personality of the Joker. So my 3 least favorite characters of 2016 are in this movie of the Enchantress, Captain Boomerang, and the Joker. So, yeah. The other bad part is that there's a pseudo cameo of the Flash. There are some people that are really excited about a Flash movie, and I would be excited about a Flash movie, but since DC Television gave us the Flash on TV first, I feel like the Flash on TV is a closer incarnation of the comic book character than outside of the personality. I think the personality is spot on in what little we've heard from him, but the look and how he's interacts in the world, I really think the Flash character on TV is a much closer character to the Flash of the comic books than the Flash that we've been seeing here in the movie realm. So that's just my thought, but I don't like it. What else? Yeah, I could keep going. I'm at 9 minutes right now, but I could keep going. This movie, there was some promise to this movie. I don't know if there's promise. Oh, here's the other thing I dislike. This movie was rated PG-13, but I'm pretty certain that it has a much higher body count on it than Batman v Superman, and Batman v Superman just had an Ultimate Edition come out, rated R, and I'm pretty certain that this one has a much higher body count and should have an R rating instead of the PG-13 rating. There's some scenes with Harley Quinn and the Joker that are a little suspect, and the body count in itself. Dude, there at one point, Will Smith's character Deadshot takes a shot, and I mean it's a headshot. You watch the headshot happen, and seriously, there was kids that were 10 and under in this movie, and it was weird. Seriously, let's talk about that for 1 second. Parents, if it's a PG-13 movie, even though it's a comic book movie, even if it's a Sausage Party comes out like next week, or this week, or last week, whenever you're watching this, Sausage Party's coming out and that's rated R. Let's do this. Parents, if a movie is coming out that's PG-13 or R, I don't care if it's a comic book movie or a animated movie, will you just take the time and find out what that movie's about? Look for the content, look for why it's rated that, instead of saying to yourself, well, it's a comic book movie or it's a animated movie, so it's going to be safe for my children. No, sometimes it's not, and that's just my opinion, take it or leave it. But I blame you as a parent that if you take your child to see a PG-13 movie or an R-rated cartoon movie, and you didn't do the research beforehand, and you take them into these things, I just calling you out as bad parenting. That's it. I would not take my kid to see this movie, and I definitely wouldn't take my kid to see Sausage Party that's coming out. So, that's on you. You need to think about it. You need to take that into consideration. This movie, though it was rated PG-13, don't take your kids to it, and I think that it really should have had an R rating as opposed to the 13 rating. So, with that, I think that this movie missed the mark. I think it could have been a really good summer popcorn movie, but, it just wasn't. And so with that, I think you are better off to watch this movie from the comfort of your home with some buttered popcorn. Sure, straight from the microwave. I prefer the stovetop. But I don't think you waste your time going to the movie theater with this one. And I'm a diehard comic book fan. So, with that, Brian Miller, Small Town Movie Watcher. I just got done watching Suicide Squad, rated PG-13. I'm not sure why. And I really feel like this is not a movie that you should go and get lost in. And so with that, go find a movie, get lost in it. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll talk to you again soon.